Hello everybody, what's good, what's poppin'? It's your girl Caroline back again with another video. In today's video, I'm going to take y'all through the process of how I achieved this super cute blonde side part bob. As cute as this wig is looking right now, that is not how she looked right out of the box. This is more how she was looking. Don't just love a girl who can do both, give you homeless vibes and homeowner vibes all at the same time. But so this is how the wig was looking right out of the box. It is from a Vshow hair company. This is their pre-highlighted blonde unit. I got 22 inches and 150% density. I already knew right away I was going to be cutting this hair because the ends were super thin just from like out of the box. So I knew I wanted to go with a bob just to get a more fuller look. That being said, it's time to prep our wig. So prepping, what I do is I bleach and pluck all of my wigs. I already have a very detailed video showing like a beginner's guide to bleaching and plucking and prepping your wigs for install. So these knots, even though they are like bleached because the wig is blonde, there were some black spots and kind of perfectionist, so I went ahead and bleached it anyways. If you get this wig, I don't think you really have to bleach it, but if you want a perfect look, I would recommend bleaching it. Here's just a little clip of me showing you guys that this wig did not come pre-plucked. I did go ahead and pluck it. In the video that I mentioned earlier, I do also kind of go through my plucking technique, so there's not really much of a tutorial. I'm just kind of showing you guys what exactly goes through, what wig goes through before I'm slapping it on my head. You gotta prep first and then the install. So once the wig has been plucked and bleached, we can go ahead and install. Installation, I'm using my Maybelline foundation in the shade 34 to tint my lace. This is my foundation shade, and I'm also making sure I'm using a nice, dense, compact brush. Once I've got that product all in there, I'm going to head and blow dry. And if you're watching my channel for a minute, this is nothing new to you. I've been doing the same technique for quite some time, so I'm really not going to, as well, talk too detailed. And like I said before, I have, other very detailed videos. You want to check those out, but no pressure. Anywho, back into the install. So like I always do, I'm going to be using my Got To Be yellow hairspray, and I use this to lay down my lace. I spray on top of my lace. You can spray under or on top, kind of just depends on what works best for you. And I'm going to go ahead and use my blow dryer in a cool to warm setting, not hot, which just makes it even harder to work with because it dries the glue too fast and it's going to be too sticky. So warm to cold setting. And once I've gotten my glue and the lace just really, like I can feel that it's stuck to my head, I can go ahead and proceed to cutting the lace. To cut my lace, I use scissors to section, just to make sections, which is easier to work with. But I use a eyebrow/face razor to cut off my lace. This just gives a more natural hairline. You don't want to do straight across. Unless you're doing like a blunt cut on your hair, you do not want to do a blunt cut on your lace. Not the same and not as cute. Once I have successfully cut off all the lace, whenever you're like lifting the lace to cut it with the Got To Be spray, you will get like a white chalky residue. That's not a really big deal. It's super easy to clean up. I'm just using water and a napkin to wipe all of that off. So before I can actually, cut and style the hair, I gotta lay my baby hairs and get the part all, pressed out. I knew for sure I was going to do a side part because I've been just doing a lot of middle parts these days, and I love doing side parts even though they are so annoying. I find side parts to be so much harder to do than the middle part. If you're like a beginner and you're struggling with your wig, try doing the middle part first. Trust me, because middle parts you can get away with not even doing the baby hairs on the side. No one has to know. Like, how will they know? So using a combination of my wax stick and hot comb, this helps to really press and have that part nice and flat. Now that I've achieved the desired part, at first I thought I was gonna do like a side swoop kind of thing, but I actually like the long bang that you see as the final look, which is why I had it swooped like this. I ended up not doing baby hairs on like the side part section. I only did baby hairs on this side, and then I did like a little bit of like a sideburn on the other side. But as far as everything else, I didn't do that. Why? Because no one's gonna see that. What's the point of doing if no one's gonna see it? That's just extra work. Over here we work smarter, not harder. So I'm gonna go ahead and just finish off my baby hairs. I'm using my everyday, black got to be gel, the clear one, to lay down the baby hairs. And don't worry, y'all, I'm working on making a baby hair tutorial, so keep your eyes out on that. Now that we have prepped and installed, now we can style. So whenever I'm cutting bobs, I always like to give myself a bit of wiggle room. And I also recommend, if you're gonna cut a bob or you want a bob look, I feel like it's much better to buy like 2 inches or a few inches longer than the bob you have in mind, and then cut to that length. Never buy a bob in the exact length you want it, because most of the time the ends will probably be too thin or it just won't look as good. I feel like bobs look better whenever it's longer hair cut to a bob. I know we all can't afford, like extra length, but maybe like, 2 inches. If you want a 14-inch, get a 16 and cut it to a 14. You know what I'm saying? Any hoosies, but back to the actual video. So I'm just going in and doing a bit of a rough cut. I knew for sure I was going to probably cut it maybe an inch shorter once I straightened it, but I just wanted to kind of just cut off all that ends, because what's the point of straightening what I'm going to cut, So once I've gotten a bit of a rough cut going on here, I'm using these 2 serums. This is the Garnier Fructis Sleek and Shine Serum and this Bio Silk Serum. I'm going to go ahead and just straighten the hair off camera. If you guys want to know the routine on how I get my hair to look bone straight, I also have a video detailing that in a lot of, great detail. But I'm going to come back and show you guys how I actually got the bumped ends and the style of the hair. So this is me the next day. Yes, this install took 2 days because I was filming this at night and I got really sleepy, so I was like, you know what, this will be tomorrow's problem. But here I am just, going back into my flat iron to actually bump the ends, and I want to show you what I do to bump the ends. It's really simple. I use a combination of a round brush and my flat iron. If you don't have a round brush, you can get like a hard bristle brush and just use a flipping motion, but I definitely recommend getting a round brush if you want to get looks like this. I feel like the round brush just kind of adds more volume, especially to the top of the hair, and it makes the bump at the end look more natural and not too harsh. that's really it for as far as the style and how I did it. I just, you know, did a little end flip. Make sure I didn't flip it too hard, 'cause I didn't want a very obvious bump. I wanted more of like a nice subtle bump. I don't think that makes any sense at all, but y'all get what I mean. But I'm gonna go ahead and let the rest of these clips play. Once it's time for the final look, I'll come back to my little outro. So I'll be right back, y'all. So we're like 99% done. The last finishing touches is just going in with this wax stick and a bit of concealer to make that part pop. And boom, bam, baby, I am done. And I really love this look so much. It was something different, and I just love bobs and short looks on me. And you can see a girl is feeling herself, like, period. No makeup on us, still looking like a baddie. What? And look at that lace, melted. But that's all I have for you guys, and I hope to see you in another one. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Peace out, Girl Scouts.